Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Will anybody answer me?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you for the reply. So I welcome all the students for the first class of the database engineering. So I'm Mrs. Sanjuni Sachin Kadam. So throughout the semester, I will be dealing with the database engineering. So this course
Hello,
is
ma'am.
a
There are only 6 students still joining the.
already I'm late for the class for the 5 minutes because of the wrong login. And now, okay, let us wait for the 5 minutes. Good afternoon, students. So almost more than 40 participants are there. So it means let us start with the class. We cannot wait more than this. Already 15 minutes are over. We're supposed to start the class at 12:15. Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Mrs. Sanjuni Sachin Kadam. So I'm faculty from the Computer Science and Engineering Department. And in this semester, I'm going to cover your database engineering subject for the theory as well as the practical. Okay, so before moving to the actual subject, so let us have some introduction about uh, our college policies. So first, we need to study why we are learning. It means your complete program, that is BTech engineering you are completing. So it means we should have some vision and some mission. So what is mean by vision? So vision, it means this is a long-term goal which institute wanted to achieve, and whatever department is wanted to achieve, that is in line with the institute. So as in the institute, there are number of departments are there. So these departments combinedly work in order to attain the or in order to achieve the vision. So first we will see what is the institute vision, and next we will see what is the department vision. Vision, so this also means this is aspiration that for which achieving which we work. So institute vision to be nationally recognized among the best institutes in India for excellence in technical education. So this is institute vision, and in line with our department vision to be nationally recognized for excellence in education, augmented by research in the field of computer science and engineering. So this is our department vision. Next, mission of the institute and department. So vision, if this is my target, it means that whatever the approach or path we follow, that is a mission. So institute mission and department mission, that these are also line by line. So first, institute mission to impart value added technical education through ambience of academic excellence, research and life skills by inculcating personal touch and respecting relationship amongst the stakeholders. So stakeholders, every element of the institute will be called as a stakeholder, just like you as stakeholder part of the students, we as teachers, then management, and every element which is associated with the institute, that will be called as the stakeholders, including your parents, including our ex-students, and also the various elements which are working for the institute. Next, department mission to impart value added technical and applied research oriented education by inculcating life skills oriented to industries with emphasis on human values. Next, program educational objectives. So program educational objectives, it means that here, vision means my target, this is means my path. So what is mean by program educational objectives? So these are the objectives which we need to achieve after graduation. It means whenever a student is completing the graduation within the 4 to 5 years, if student is well developed with these objectives, it means that we have achieved our target. So first is, so within that, the first objective is apply the computer science domain specific knowledge and skills in the growing software and related industries. So here, after graduation, if student is able to apply the computer specific knowledge, it means that that objective is achieved. Similarly, the second objective, demonstrate leadership, professional ethics, project management, and finance related attributes as employees or employers. Third, engage in lifelong learning for professional advancement to develop innovative solutions for individual or societal problems. And fourth one, demonstrate strong communication skills and ability to function effectively as an individual and part of a team. So these are the program educational objectives which student will be attaining after 4 to 5 years of graduation. Next, these are the program outcomes. Program outcomes, it means that is students will be graduating, those will be equipped with these outcomes. It means they will be having this much information or knowledge with them. So first is engineering knowledge, second problem analysis, third design and development of solutions, fourth conduct investigation of complex problems, fifth modern tool usage, sixth the engineer and the society. Next, seventh environment and sustainability, ethics, eighth one is ethics, ninth one is individual and teamwork, 10th one communication, 11th project management and finance, and 12th will be lifelong learning. Okay, so these skills or outcomes a graduate should demonstrate. So next, program specific outcomes. So whatever these POs are there, so these are the well defined by the NBA committee, and that's why these are same for the every area. So when it comes to the computer science and engineering, so these are the some program specific outcomes. Program, it means our graduation that is into the CSE, and then program specific to that program. These are the objectives. So engineering graduates will be able to, the first one, understand and apply, design computer system using knowledge of digital technique, microprocessor, computer organization, advanced computer architecture, operating system, system programming, compiler construction, application softwares. Second one, interpret, analyze, and design software system programming knowledge using algorithmic skills, web technology, big data analytics, networking fundamentals, machine learning, and Internet of Things. And last program specific outcome is adapt applications in emerging fields of the computer science and engineering. So these are the program specific outcomes specific to the CSE. So now this is my brief introduction. So my name is Sanjuni Sachin Kadam. I have completed MSc in 2015. So up till now, I have published 6 papers, and up till now, I have taught subjects like STLD, which is switching theory and logic design. Next, Java programming, database engineering. Previously, I have taught for the 5 to 6 times. Next, modern database systems. Next, microprocessor, almost for 3 to 4 times, and C++. So this is my contact number. So almost for the week, my cell phone is off. So whenever, as soon as I recover my cell phone, I will drop a message on the group so that you can communicate further for any problems related to subject. And this is my email ID. This is my official email ID. So anywhere, whenever you wanted to face any problem or share the study material, so you can mail me on this email, or I will share through this email. So now let us move to our subject. So subject I will be covering, the name is database engineering. So we are having teaching of 4 hours per week. So 4 hours for the theory, which will credit to 4, and practical 2 hours per week, which will credit to 1. And as per the examination scheme, we are having end semester examination of 70 marks, in semester examination of 30 marks, ICA, that is your internal continuous assessment of 25 marks, and practical and oral examination of 50 marks. So I had not cross-checked initially whether my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So now it means total weightage for this subject is 175 marks. Okay, so now let us go for the introduction of subject. So it means why there is need to study for the database system. Okay, so well, before moving to the computer science, let us take an example of any shop or any system or any job, etc. Okay, so right now I am a teacher, so I will be dealing with the number of students, I will be dealing with the number of subjects. So I will be dealing with the test of the students. So within that, if consider I wanted to find out a student who scored highest in the first test, or consider I wanted to find out 10 students who are having maximum marks in the first test, second test. It means that as a job, I'm dealing with this kind of data. Now let us consider as a student. Okay, as a student, you might be dealing with the 10th mark, 12th marks, then all subjects, that is name of the subject, subject marks. Then within the subjects marks, you might be having category that IC 1 marks, IC 2 marks. It means consider at the last you wanted to make some summary that I have scored maximum in this subject, I have scored less in this subject. It means before end of the semester examination, you might study harder. It means here, it means you are also keeping some data. I'm also keeping some data. So now this is a person to person. Now, when we shift this or when we enlarge this scope, okay. So as a student, I'm working under department. So department will be having the way I'm defining data for one subject. It means right now my database subject is there. जसं की माझ्या एका सब्जेक्टचा डेटा आहे तशा भरपूर सब्जेक्टचा डेटा असेल and this data will be repeated in per semester. Okay, per semester I will be conducting 2 ISCs, 8 chapters are there, 8 class tests or 1 lab test. It means each semester this data will go on repeating. So if consider any of the point of time, I wanted to find out any specific data in 2019 for the database subject, what is mark of ISA2 of XYZ student. Okay, this is the information I'm requiring. If consider we are keeping these data into files, जर समजा हा मी डेटा एखाद्या फाइल मध्ये ठेवला. So when it comes to the file, I mean, okay, I will be using a notepad for it means simple written explanation. So I may refer to some Word file, I may refer to some Excel file, or I may refer to some notepad. Okay, so notepad where I can keep my text data. In Excel, Word, I may go for graphical or visual representation also. So now, ज्यावेळेस मी डेटा ठेवायचं म्हणतो त्यावेळेस मी यांपैकी कुठलंही फॉर्मॅट यूज करू शकते और कुठलीही फाईल ज्यावेळेस मी फाईल म्हणतो त्यावेळेस it may be .x .doc file or .excel file or .jpg file म्हणजे मी सगळ्यांचे मार्क्स एका शीट वर लिहिले आणि फोटो काढला. So then it comes to the some picture image also. Okay, any type of the file. त्या फाईल मध्ये जर मी डेटा सेव्ह केला तर मला रिट्राईव्ह करायला आधी मला फोल्डर सर्च करावा लागेल. मला आधी सर्च इट मीन्स आय नीड टू सर्च वेअर माय डेटा इज केप्ट. मग 1920 चा डेटा बघा, डेटाबेस सब्जेक्ट सर्च करा, डिव्हिजन सर्च करा, ISC सर्च करा, देन एक्सट्रॅक्ट माय डेटा. सो इट मीन्स हिअर व्हॉट एव्हर द लेंदी प्रोसिजर इज देअर ते मला करायचं नाहीये. म्हणजे मला एका मिनिटामध्ये माझा आन्सर हवाय. ओके, सो फाईल मी ऍज अ डेटाबेस सब्जेक्ट मला वर्ड प्रोसेस करायला सोपं जातं, कुणाला एक्सेल यूज करायला सोपं जातं, और कुणाला पिक्चर मध्ये लगेच डेटा सापडतो. दिस कॅन बी अ सिनारिओ. म्हणजे फाईल मध्ये जर डेटा ठेवला तर मला तो डेटा ऍक्सेस करायला वेळ लागतो. दॅट इज द कन्क्लुजन आय वॉन्टेड टू मेक हिअर. ओके, सो नाव वेन इट कम्स टू द डेटाबेस, मग अशा प्रकारे जर समजा मी माझा डेटा वेल ऑर्गनाइज ठेवला असेल तर मी ऍक्सेस करू शकते. व्हॉट इफ आय एम नॉट कीपिंग माय डेटा इन वेल स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्मॅट, मी ISC1 ISC2 सगळे मार्क्स असे कंबाईन केलेत, इरेग्युलर ठेवलेत, इन दॅट केस इट मे टेक मच मोर टाइम. म्हणजे पर्सन टू पर्सन वॅरी करते की मी माझा डेटा कसा ठेवतो. सो हे जर ऑर्गनायझेशन लेवलला जर क्यॉस वी कन्सिडर, देन इट बिकम्स टू डिफिकल्ट टू ऍक्सेस द डेटा. म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस ऑर्गनायझेशन आपण डील करतो दॅट केस माय डेटा जो काही अमाऊंट आहे ती डेटा वाढत जातो. मग अशा केसेसमध्ये आपल्याला एका ऑर्गनाइज स्ट्रक्चरची गरज पडते की ज्यामुळे मी प्रत्येक फॅकल्टीला फोर्स करणार की तुम्ही याच फॉर्मॅटमध्ये डेटा ठेवायला हवा, अशाच फाईलमध्ये ठेवायला हवा की ज्यामुळं मला रिट्रायवल सोपं जाईल. इवन दो दॅट फॅकल्टी मे नॉट बी अवेलेबल ऍट द पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम और द सब्जेक्ट इज गिवन टू समबडी एल्स और एनी रिझन. मग त्या केसमध्ये मला माझा डेटा मिस न होता तो ऍक्सेस हवा. So for that purpose, we are coming with the database management system. So असं नाही की फक्त कॉलेज याच्यासाठीच म्हणजे हे एकच ऑर्गनायझेशन त्याला डेटा लागतो. नो, हिअर वी आर रेफरिंग टू एनी any enterprise. It means related to banking, related to finance, let it be any shop. एखादं शॉप असू देत की त्या शॉप मध्ये मला सेल्स किती झाले, डिमांड कितीची आहे, किंवा म्हणजे माझं रॉ मटेरियल प्रोव्हाइड करणारे सप्लायर्स कोण आहेत किंवा डीलर्स कोण आहेत. इन दॅट केस ऑल्सो आय नीड टू मेंटेन द स्टॉक डेटा. Let it be any jewelry shop or anything. Okay, when it comes to the enterprise, data is mandatory. Data प्रत्येक ठिकाणी मला मेंटेन करावा लागतो. So for this purpose, we are introducing this subject as a computer science branch, for the computer science branch. Okay, so in today's data-driven economy, no computer science or business curriculum would be complete without course in the databases and database management system. Data management system. This course emphasizes the understanding of the fundamentals of relational data system, including data models, database architecture, normalization, data integrity, security, and data manipulation. So whatever this course is there, so this course helps to how we can organize data, त्याच्यामध्ये efficiency, how we can increase, and integrity. Integrity, it means how we can correctly maintain the data. So it means whatever the real life constraints are there. For example, unless until I complete my education as MSc, I cannot be a teacher. So if any student is trying to be a teacher for the database system, that restriction should be applied. Whatever real life restrictions are there, जे काही real life चे माझे रूल आहेत ते सगळे माझ्या database वर पण apply झाले पाहिजे. So that is called as a integrity. Integrity, it means real life शी माझा data match व्हायला हवा. Okay. Security, it means whatever organization level data is there, that should not be accessible to any random person. That should be within a limits, that should be accessible. And data manipulation, data insertion, म्हणजे माझा डेटा ऍड करायला किती सोपा जातो, ऍक्सेस करायला किती सोपा जातो, किंवा सर्चिंग किंवा डिलिशन, व्हॉटएव्हर जे काही ऑपरेशन्स मला करायचे ते कुठल्या म्हणजे द एज ऑफ द लेवल, किती इझी लेवल मध्ये होतात, दॅट इज अ पार्ट हिअर. So this is the first line of the introduction. Next, it also provides students with the theoretical knowledge and practical skills in the use of databases and database management systems with the help of structured query language. So database, for this handling, we are learning a separate language, that is a structured query language. So it deals with covering database transaction and recovery concepts. Upon completion, students will be able to design and implement normalized database structures by creating simple database. Okay, so after end of the subject, you should be able to design a database as per the requirement with applied normalization. Normalization, it means standard rules की बाबा माझा database असा हवा, data repeated नको, कमीत कमी स्पेस मध्ये माझा डेटा सेव्ह व्हायला हवा. सो दॅट इज सम स्टँडर्ड रूल्स आर देयर. सो बाय अप्लाइंग द स्टँडर्ड रूल्स, अ स्टुडंट should be able to design a database. Okay, if introduction is getting heavier किंवा समजत नाहीये, डोंट वरी, आपण अजून सब्जेक्टला टच केलेला नाही, फक्त इंट्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट केलेलं आहे. हे इंट्रोडक्शन जस्ट तुम्हाला माहिती असावं की डेटाबेस सब्जेक्ट कशासाठी. सो प्रत्येक language, so whatever languages you are learning, let it be Java, let it be C, or let it be C++, or let it be Python, or any web language, or any, so everywhere फक्त प्रोसेसिंगच नाही, त्याच्यावर प्रत्येक ठिकाणी मला डेटा हा मेंटेन करावा लागतो. ओके, फॉर एक्झाम्पल मी स्टुडंटचं म्हणजे एक रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्म डिझाईन केला फॉर द स्टुडंट्स, म्हणजे एक इव्हेंट आहे त्याच्यासाठी स्टुडंट रजिस्ट्रेशन स्टार्ट केलं आणि त्याच्यासाठी मला स्टुडंट एनरोल करून घ्यायचे. मग त्यावेळेस समजा मी माझा फॉर्म कुठल्याही लँग्वेज मध्ये डिझाईन करू शकते. कन्सिडर आपण वेब लँग्वेज HTML यूज केली, त्याच्या मागे डेटा म्हणजे फॉर्म डिझाईन करून मी स्टुडंट कडून डेटा घेतला. So that data, again, at the background, I will be using a database management system. In the Python, I'm performing the processing, but when it comes to the data, again, I need to use the database. So you can learn any programming language, but when it comes to the processing with the data, we need to study the SQL only. Database प्रत्येक language मध्ये common आहे. Okay. So let us start with the subject. So for learning this subject, what is a course prerequisite? म्हणजे हा सब्जेक्ट शिकायला ते तुम्हाला काय यायला हवं? ओके, मॅथ फाउंडेशन्स, मॅथमॅटिक फाउंडेशन्स, जसं की सेट थेरी, कन्सेप्ट ऑफ द रिलेशन्स अँड फंक्शन्स, जसं की आपलं युनियन ऑपरेशन आहे, इंटरसेक्शन आहे. Those operations should be able to, it means you should be able to recall those or apply those operations. Next, again, we are having a database data structures concept like trees, B trees, linear data structures, dictionaries, graphs. These concepts also should be known to us. So, and algorithms, basic algorithm design methods and techniques for the algorithm complexity analysis. So, असं नाही की हे जर इलेमेंट आले, म्हणजे हे जर पॉइंट्स आले, जसे की इलेमेंटरी सेट थेरी, ट्रीज किंवा अल्गोरिदम कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी, हे आले नाही तर तुम्ही हा सब्जेक्ट शिकू शकणार नाही. नो, wherever these concepts will be there at the start of the introduction, we will revise those points and then we'll only touch to the database concept. Okay, now let us start with the actual syllabus. No, actual syllabus structure. So there are total 2 sections are there. First one, first section and second. Each section is containing 4 chapters. So in the first section, we are learning about designing the database. Okay. So हा complete section जो आहे त्याच्यामध्ये मी database कसा तयार करू शकते आणि त्याला normalized form मध्ये कसा convert करू शकते ते आहे. So first introduction, this will be covering database to normal concepts. For example, database, why database was introduced, what is the main purpose. Then database design and the ER model. So in the second chapter, we will be learning की एखादी requirement जर असेल तर त्याला first database design मध्ये कसं convert करायचं. So this database design, it means from words to the database conversion, that is the first step in the second chapter. Next, in the third chapter, we are learning about the relational model. Relational model, here we will be learning about the SQL language. And then the fourth chapter is regarding relational database design. So here we will be covering the normalization part. Up to this level, we are creating a database, but whether database is in the standard form, that we are cross-verifying in the fourth chapter. Okay, now the second section. So in the second section, we will be learning about some data structures, just like म्हणजे माझा डेटा वाढत चालला तर मला फास्ट ऍक्सेस साठी कुठलं डेटा स्ट्रक्चर वापरावं लागेल. So here we will be using indexing and hashing for the fast access of a data. And then we will be learning transactions, concurrency control, and recovery system. So these are the 3, it means these 3 units are there, but these are referring to a single unit. म्हणजे हे तिन्ही मिळून फक्त ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स एवढाच पार्ट कोर करतात. मग ट्रान्झॅक्शन मध्ये ट्रान्झॅक्शन सिरीज ऑफ डेटाबेस ऑपरेशन्स आहेत, पण ते युनिकली एक ऑपरेशन करतात. सो ट्रान्झॅक्शन्स मध्ये समजा मल्टिपल ट्रान्झॅक्शन म्हणजे सायमल्टेनियसली सगळेजण जर ऍक्सेस करायला लागले, देन दॅट विल बी कॉल्ड ॲज अ कॉन्करन्सी कंट्रोल. मग त्या केसेसमध्ये कुणाला ऍक्सेस द्यायचा आणि न द्यायचा, दॅट इज डिसाइडेड बाय द कॉन्करन्सी कंट्रोल मेकॅनिझम. अँड कन्सिडर XYZ reason my system got failure, that is database ऑपरेशन करत असताना माझा डेटा लॉस झाला. देन हाऊ वी कॅन रिकवर द सिस्टम, म्हणजे माझा प्रिव्हियस डेटा किंवा पुढचा डेटा ट्रान्झॅक्शन नंतरचा डेटा मी कसा रिकवर करू शकते, दॅट इज कवर्ड इन टू 8th chapter. So first, as per the syllabus, we will be covering the first section and then we will touch the second section. So now let us see the detailed points of each chapter. So section 1. So first chapter, introduction. So database system application, purpose of database systems, view of data, database languages, relational databases, database design, database storage and query. Next, transaction management, database architecture, data mining and information retrieval. Next, specialty databases. Next, database users and administrators. And last point is data history of database system. So here within the first chapter फक्त आपल्याला डेटाबेसचा इंट्रोडक्शन आहे की बाबा डेटाबेस सिस्टम्स कुठे कुठे यूज होतात, नक्की काय डेटा ऍज अ एक एंड युजर म्हणून तुमच्याकडे कसा व्ह्यू ऑफ डेटा आहे. डेटाबेस लँग्वेजेस म्हणजे एसक्यूएल आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये पण सब पार्ट्स आहेत. सो डीडीएल डीएमएल असे सब पार्ट्स आहेत. मग त्यामध्ये डेटाबेस लँग्वेजेस, रिलेशनल डेटाबेसेस म्हणजे टेबल फॉर्मॅट मध्ये तुमचा डेटा कसा आहे. सो दॅट दीज आर द पॉइंट्स विल बी कवर्ड इन टू द युनिट 1. So this is a introductory of a complete database system, and some higher concepts are also covered. It means some advanced concepts are also covered in the history of database system. So specialty databases, data mining and information retrieval. So these are the some points which are, it means we are not implementing, but the recent advanced databases, these are the introduction. Next, database design and ER model. So first, overview of design process. Second, the ER model. Third will be constraints. Next, removing redundant attributing entity sets. ER diagram and reduction to relational schemas. ER design issues and extended ER features. So these are the points we are covering into second chapter. Next, third. So as I already covered, it means that relational model. Here we will be covering the SQL language. That's why this chapter seems to be lengthy. And believe me, this is the most interesting chapter of the complete syllabus. First, we will be studying what is a relational databases. So here, whatever this first part is there, so this will be related to relational model. And then how this relational model is accessed or manipulated, that is decided by the SQL query language. So first, initially you take a pause, read these points, and then I will read these points, and let us start with the next step. For a minute, go through the syllabus. So okay, we'll read these points one by one. A structure of relational databases, database schema, keys, schema diagrams, relational query languages, relational algebra, tuple relational calculus, domain relational calculus. Next, structured query language. So this is the second part of the third chapter. Overview first point. Next, SQL data definition. Basic structure of SQL queries. Additional basic operations. Set operations. Null values. Aggregate functions. Nested subqueries. Modifications of the database. Join expressions. Views. Transactions. Integrity constraints. SQL data types and schemas, and last point is a authorization. So this is regarding the third chapter. Next, fourth chapter, relational database design. So it means here in the third chapter we will be learning how to design म्हणजे इथं डिझाईन कसा करायचा ते ठरवलं आपण. इथं ऍक्च्युअल कमांड्स रन करून आपण डेटाबेस रेडी केला. And then here we'll be checking whether database design meets with the standard norms. Standard जे काही रूल आहेत त्याच्यासोबत हा आहे का नाही. So what are the features of good relational design? These are the features जे ज्या फीचर नुसार आपण चेक करतो की बाबा माझा डेटाबेस स्टँडर्ड फॉर्म मध्ये आहे का नाही त्याचे फीचर्स. नेक्स्ट, इफ नॉट देन हाऊ वी कॅन कन्वर्ट टू द नॉर्मल फॉर्म. म्हणजे जो काही स्टँडर्ड फॉर्म आहे त्या फॉर्म मध्ये आपण कसा कन्वर्ट करू शकतो. सो atomic domains and first normal form, decomposition using functional dependencies, algorithms for decomposition, decomposition using multi-valued dependencies. So these are the points which we will be learning into fourth chapter. Next, so here our first section will over. Now second section. So in the second section, first that is fifth chapter is regarding indexing and hashing. So indexing and hashing, so these are the data structures which are used for the fast access of data. For example, in the book also we are having index. So within the index, I can search for the particular title and then directly go to that page. So, or if I wanted to find out the second point for the fifth chapter, then directly move to the fifth chapter in the index, search for the second point, and then directly go to the page number. So every book is having two types of the indexes. At the first chapter wise and at the last alphabetically, that is appendix we are calling. So here similarly, so these are the ways through which we can access data fastly. So similarly, database also provides some provisions for fast access. So here in this chapter, we will be learning basic concepts, ordered indices, B+tree index files, B+tree extensions, B-tree index files, multiple key access, static hashing, dynamic hashing, comparison of indexing and hashing. Next, bitmap indices, and last one, index definition in SQL. So, okay, so these are the points in fifth chapter. Next, chapter 6, transactions. So transaction concepts. Next, simple transaction model, storage structure, transaction atomicity and durability, transaction isolation, serializability, transaction isolation and atomicity. Next, transaction isolation levels, implementation of isolation levels, and next, transactions as SQL statement. So this is a sixth chapter. Next, seventh chapter, concurrency control, lock-based protocol, deadlock handling, multiple granularity, timestamp-based protocols, validation-based protocols. And the eighth chapter, recovery system. So first point, failure classification, storage, recovery and atomicity, recovery algorithms, buffer management, then log-based recovery, shadow paging, recovery with concurrent transactions, buffer management, and last one, failure with loss of non-volatile storage. So these are the total 8 chapters, 8, 7, 6, 4, sorry, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. So, okay. As you can see, database deals with the large data. So we are having also large syllabus. So it means subject is more interesting and syllabus is also lengthy. Okay. So now, when it comes to the textbooks, so university has recommended the 6th edition of database system concept by Abraham Silvershas, Henry Court, and Yes Sudarshan. So this 6th chapter covers every point of the syllabus, whatever 8 chapters are there. So whatever the syllabus we have seen here, exactly same points are there into the actual textbook. Okay, so it means almost every point we will get into the textbook. So no need to go for any third, any second source or third source, etc. Yes, for the studying SQL, etc., you can use much more sources. So other than this, again, some reference books are also recommended by the university. That is Fundamentals of Database System by Ramesh Ilmisri and SB Nawathe, 5th edition. Next, Database Management System by Ramakrishnan Ghereke, 3rd edition. Next, Principles of Database System by J.D. Ullman. Next, SQL, the Complete Reference, 3rd edition by James Graf and Paul Winberg and Andy Opel. Next, 5th, Database System Concepts by Peter Robb and Carlos Kernel. Okay, 9th edition. So these are the reference books which you can study. So out of that, again, first, I will refer to the first choice, that is a textbook. 6th edition only. So you might have seen this book or not, but let me show you the book. I'm having soft copy of the book. So whether my complete screen is visible or only slides are visible.
Ma'am, only
Only
slides.
slides are visible.
Okay, let me change to the screen. So, okay, I think you can see the book now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this is the 6th edition. Complete book is there. So, as you can see, Abraham Silvershas, Henry Court, and Yes Sudarshan, and 6th edition. So, I'm having 4th, 5th, and 6th edition, every almost edition of this book. But as compared to the syllabus, I recommend only refer to the 6th book only. Let me move. Yes. So this is the first chapter. So I already told you that the way the books are, it means points are there into the syllabus. The same way the points are there into the textbook. Okay, you need not to refer to any second source, etc. So these directly points up to the first chapter introduction is the same as introduction. Next, relational databases. So this is our 3rd chapter. Okay, up to this 3rd chapter is there. Introduction to SQL. This is the 2nd part of the 3rd chapter. And ER model. Yes, this is our 2nd chapter. Extended ER features. So this is our 2nd chapter. Overview of design process, etc. And as you can see, the same syllabus is there for the 7th chapter. So don't expect that first to first, second to second mapping is there. No, just titles are same. Okay, database design and ER model, database design and ER model. But when it comes to the 3rd, here only relational model is there. So these 2 chapters are combined together from textbook. Okay, so it means you can guess the lengthy sequence. Not 2, 3 chapters are there. Structure of relational databases and relational query languages up to this point. The first part, so relational algebra, relational query languages, this the first part. Next, relational, tuple relational, domain relational. So this is a separate chapter here formal relational query languages, these 3 points. And then the third part of the syllabus, that is SQL. For this again, we are having a separate chapter, not separate, separate 2 chapters are there. Introduction to SQL up to nested subquery, modifications of the database, and remaining up to authorization, this 4th chapter. Okay, it means our syllabus 3rd chapter consists of 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th chapters. Okay, but when it comes to the SQL, you will not get bored regarding this 3rd chapter. This is much more interesting. Let it be lengthy, but you will feel that yes, you are learning something into this chapter. Okay, next 4th chapter. Also, it means every chapter is available in this complete textbook. So you need not to go for some other sources. So this is regarding the 4th chapter. So 5th, 6th also available. So I will not show you the complete eight chapters of the textbook. Or are you? It means, or I should show you the every chapter of the syllabus in here. Yes, this is a 4th chapter. So indexing, this is 5th chapter. Next, transaction, this is 6th chapter, 7th, and 8th. Okay, so every chapter, it means failure of the loss of storage. So up to this point, you have 8 chapters. So in this way, every point of the syllabus is covered into this one only, except yes, every point is covered into this 6th edition. And other than this, Ghereke is there. So this book you can refer, but initially at the primary stage, if you are new to the database, please stick your reading up to this this textbook only. But still, after learning, you feel that yes, you can digest much more things about database, then you can refer to the Ghereke. So if you wanted to score more in the GATE examination, etc., so then you can study from the Ghereke also. Because for the Ghereke, that is for the GATE examination, for withdrawing the questions, IITs use mostly 6th edition. Right now, 7th edition is also available, but we don't have for the study. 6th and that is Silver Shards and Ghereke. These 2 are most widely used books for the concepts. And database is having weightage of 13 to 14 marks into the GATE syllabus. It means if you wanted to have your preparation for the GATE examination from the 3rd year, then you can concentrate on the database. Okay, so this is regarding the syllabus and textbooks. So now let us move to the actual, it means about title of the subject. So title of the subject is database engineering. So first there are 2 keywords, database and engineering. So let us see what is meant by a data. So a database is organized collection of data. So data, when it comes to data, we always say that is meaningful information. Yes, but here meaningful information, it means that we are having sequence of symbols and some interpretation. Data is typically organized to model aspects of reality in a way that support process requiring information. Here database, it means that आपले जे रिअल लाईफ मधले जे काही इव्हेंट्स आहेत ते आपण एका प्रकारे इंटरप्रेट करून ठेवतो की ज्यामुळे त्याचा आपल्याला परत रियूज होऊ शकतो. सो कन्सिडर दॅट आय एम रायटिंग अ नोवेल. सो नोवेल रायटिंग किंवा एखादा पास लिहिणं, दॅट इज ऑल्सो डेटा, बट दॅट इज नॉट इन स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्म. त्याच्यामध्ये मला कुठलीही इन्फॉर्मेशन घ्यायची म्हणले तर मी डायरेक्टली घेऊ शकत नाही. सो जिथं फॅक्ट्स आहेत किंवा व्हॅल्यूज आहेत, आकडे आहेत किंवा एखादी स्पेसिफिक इन्फॉर्मेशन आहे, त्या केसेसमध्ये मी नोवेल सारखं सेंटेन्स मध्ये नाही लिहू शकत. जिथं मी डेली रुटीन किंवा डेली डेटा जनरेट करते, त्या केसेसमध्ये मला एक सिंपल रायटिंग हेल्प करू शकत नाही. whereas when it comes to data, we are having structured format, डेली डेटा ठेवू शकतो आणि ऍक्सेस किंवा एखादं कन्क्लुजन किंवा समरीसाठी मला सोपं जातं. नेक्स्ट इंजिनिअरिंग. सो when it comes to the engineering, it means that we are trying to innovate. So innovate झिरो पासून एखादा इनोव्हेट काही करतो, डिझाईन करतो, बिल्ड करतो, एखादं विजिबल किंवा एखादं रिझल्ट ओरिएंटेड काय करतो, तर म्हणायचं इंजिनिअरिंग. सो द अप्लिकेशन ऑफ सायंटिफिक, इकॉनॉमिक, सोशल अँड प्रॅक्टिकल नॉलेज, that is application, that is engineering, in order to invent, design, build, maintain, research and improve structures, machines, devices, systems and materials and processes. So this is the definition of simply engineering. Database also we have seen. So when it comes to database engineering, combined word, so this is a discipline which involving the concept, modeling, creation and programming of a database, data analysis and administrator of database, and lastly database documentation. So database documentation, it means if I'm designing the database, what is main purpose, की त्याच्यामध्ये काय असेल, that also documentation I need to preserve. So database engineering is a discipline. So we can say this is a main core subjects of a computer science. So let us start with the central idea of the subject. Central idea refers to की म्हणजे मी माझ्या नक्की सिलेबस मध्ये कंप्लीट कव्हर करणार काय. So there are total 8 chapters in the syllabus. So 8 chapter पैकी प्रत्येक चॅप्टर मध्ये काय आहे ते that is covered in a single sentence. Chapter 1 provides general overview and nature and purpose of database system. Next, chapter 2 provides an overview of database design process with major emphasis on database design using ER model. Third chapter is regarding SQL, that is more influential user-oriented relational language, which describes data manipulation, queries, updates, inserts, and deletions, assuming database design has been provided. Fourth chapter introduces the theory of relational database design with emphasis on motivation and intuitive understanding of each normal form. So chapter 5 present a variety of data access techniques, including B+tree indices and hashing. Chapter 6 focuses on fundamentals of transaction processing system, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Chapter 7 focus on concurrency control, present several techniques for ensuring serializability, including locking and timestamping. So these are the two protocols. Concurrency म्हणजे simultaneous multiple access. पण असं शो करायचं की ते one by one झालं. So that is called as a serializability. And for that purpose, we are using two purpose, that is two protocols, locking and timestamping. And chapter 8 covers primary techniques for ensuring correct transaction execution despite system crashes and storage failure. So these techniques include logs and checkpoints. So next, importance of the subject. Am I reading too fast or shall I wait for some time so that you can read these contents? Okay, I will wait for a minute so that I also can have a pause. So, okay, why we need to study? It means why database is introduced into computer science. Why do we study into your complete program for the uh, degree, that is BTech degree. So databases are always, it means data is always a main heart of any system. Okay, when it comes to the enterprise or any normal operations. So when it comes to the organization or when it comes to the enterprise where multiple people are involving into a work, then having a data that becomes a mandatory part. म्हणजे कुठल्याही ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये जिथं एकापेक्षा जास्त लोक काम करतात तिथं सुद्धा मला कसल्याही प्रकारचा डेटा मल्टिपल वेज मध्ये ऍक्सेस होत असतो. नॉट ओनली फक्त मल्टिपल पर्सन बट when it comes to the single person who is doing its own work, म्हणजे जो सुद्धा स्वतःचं काम करतो त्याच्यामध्ये सुद्धा त्याला सुद्धा ट्रॅक ठेवावं लागतं की बाबा आपलं वर्क कितीचं झालं, XYZ प्रॉफिट लॉस, इट मीन्स एनिथिंग. मग त्या केसेसमध्ये सो फॉर दॅट पर्पज इंटरनल ऑपरेशन्स जे आहेत फॉर दॅट पर्पज वी नीड टू इंटरॅक्ट विथ द मोर दॅन वन पीपल. त्या केसेसमध्ये ज्यावेळेस मी एकापेक्षा जास्त लोकांशी इंटरॅक्ट करते त्यावेळेस मला त्यांच्याबद्दलची माहिती or that dialogue or that track I need to maintain. So databases are used to support internal operations of organization and to underpin online interactions with the customers and suppliers. So next, database management system is important because it manages data efficiently, allows users to perform multiple tasks with the ease. A database management system stores, organizes and manages a large amount of information within a single software application. And the last importance, that is database management has evolved from specialized computer application to the central component of modern computing environment. And as a result, knowledge about database system has become an essential part of the education in computer science. So ज्यावेळेस आपण एखादी टास्क ऍक्सेस करायला घेतो when it comes to database, in that case whenever we are dealing with the data, I need that data should be easily stored. म्हणजे मला सोपा असावा की तो डेटा स्टोर करायला सोपं जावं. मॅनेज म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस मला एखादी समरी विड्रॉ करायची किंवा ऍव्हरेज काढायचं आहे, मॅक्स व्हॅल्यू फाइंड आउट करायची किंवा एखादं कन्क्लुजन ड्रॉ करायचे की बाबा माझे सगळ्यात जास्त सेल्स किंवा माझे सगळ्यात जास्त सेल्स कुठल्या मंथ मध्ये झाले, सगळ्यात जास्त माल माझा म्हणजे कोणता प्रोडक्ट जास्त खपला गेला, और from where I'm having the maximum customers. Okay, any, it means any type of information I wanted to find out. So मग त्या केसेस मध्ये when I wanted to make any conclusions or when I wanted to withdraw any information, म्हणजे ही इन्फॉर्मेशन एखाद्या स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्मॅट मध्येच असेल किंवा मला हीच पर्टिक्युलर इन्फॉर्मेशन हवी असेल, that is not mandatory. मग when it comes to the irregular type of the information, मी असं एखादं स्पेसिफिक काम करू शकत नाही की बाबा मी त्यावेळेला तो डेटा ऍक्सेस केला होता, XYZ is the answer. Consider I wanted to find out that I'm running a medical store, and in the medical store these are the 5 medicines which are highly sellable into XYZ area. ओके, या महिन्यात या मेडिसिन्स जास्त खपल्या गेल्या, पुढच्या महिन्यात दुसऱ्या मेडिसिन जास्त खपल्या गेल्या. So here I cannot make a conclusion regarding this. So wait a minute. For the another official emergency. So मग त्या केसेस मध्ये समजा मला फाइंड आउट करायचंय की माझ्याकडे कस्टमरची लिस्ट आहे, त्यामध्ये पंढरपूरचे किती कस्टमर्स आहेत, उद्या मला हवं असेल की सोलापूरचे किती कस्टमर्स आहेत, परवा दिवशी मला हवं असतं की XYZ सरनेमचे किती कस्टमर्स आहेत, एनी म्हणजे कुठल्याही टाईपची इन्फॉर्मेशन मी जर हवी असेल, इन दॅट केस माझं जे सर्च ऑपरेशन आहे किंवा डेटा ऍक्सेसचा जो टाइम आहे दॅट शुड नॉट बी इनक्रीज. तो वेळ जास्तीत जास्त कमी व्हायला हवा. सो इन दॅट केस आय कॅन ऍक्सेस फॉर द डेटाबेस सिस्टम. अँड कम्प्युटर ऍप्लिकेशन्स म्हणजे फक्त कम्प्युटर ऍप्लिकेशन्सच नाही. सो वेन everybody started using the mobile phones. When it comes to the mobile phones, in the mobile phone, as we are performing multiple tasks with the mobile phone, access of online data or access of any information through online mode, that becomes an essential part. For example, consider your banking. In the banking, you are registering yourself for the any of the banking application. Within that, you are verifying that you are customer being म्हणजे एखादे अकाउंट डिटेल्स टाईप करून तुम्ही व्हेरिफिकेशन करता की येस आय एम द candidate or I am the customer of a bank. So where you are performing some transactions, transferring some money or checking the balance or withdrawing the statement. So it means that हे सगळे ऑपरेशन्स असायला तुम्ही फक्त डेटाबेस म्हणजे तुम्ही इंजिनियरच असायला हवं असं नाहीये. ओके, इट मीन्स एनी नॉर्मल पर्सन कॅन परफॉर्म ऍक्सेस ऑफ दोज डेटा. सो मग म्हणजे एखादा नॉर्मल पर्सन सुद्धा डेटा ऍक्सेस करू शकतो. बट वेन इट कम्स टू द कम्प्युटर इंजिनियर, ओके, कम्प्युटर इंजिनियर वॉन्टेड टू डिझाईन म्हणजे सगळे जर यूज करत असतील म्हणजे प्रत्येक ठिकाणी माझ्या डेटाबेसचा यूज होतोय. मग लेट इट बी सिम्पल लॉग इन और सम एनी सेंट्रल सिस्टीम एक्सेट्रा. ओके, त्या केसेसमध्ये डेटाबेसचं नॉलेज असणं दॅट इज अ मेन पार्ट. So, and as a computer engineer, as we are dealing with the computers on daily routine, we must have how that process actually works. Okay, and for this purpose, in the computer science course, database is involved. Okay, so database is involved so that we can access such type of data and know that how yes this things works in XYZ way. So for that purpose, we need to design a database management system so that in future we can also work on the same types of system. So now let us move to the chapter introduction course. It means subject introduction, the last part, that is course outcomes. Course outcomes, it means that after studying complete database system, what qualifications, it means what it means how we can guess that yes I have known the database. So these are the conclusions which or outcomes you should possess. That is, at the end of this course, student will be able to first demonstrate basics of database systems and design database using ER model for the real time applications. म्हणजे जर समजा मी एखादी रिक्वायरमेंट जर दिली की माझ्या एखादा ज्वेलरी शॉप साठी तुम्ही डेटाबेस डिझाईन करावा, then we should be able to design database by using ER model. So here we should be applying some database system concepts, some design, and then we will make a conclusion that yes we can design a database system. Next, design database using relational model for real-time applications and formulate SQL. So, जे वर्डिंग्स आहेत, रिक्वायरमेंट्स आहेत, त्या सगळ्या रिक्वायरमेंट माझ्या SQL क्वेरीज मध्ये कन्वर्ट व्हायला हवं. Next, analyze a database design and apply normalization. So here, not only preparing the design, but we should make a it means analyze that whether design is best or some improvements can be done, or what is a repetitive or what is not necessary or unstructured. That also analysis we should be able to make. If it is it means not in the structured format, then how we can convert into more efficient format. So first, whatever these four COs are there, out of that the first CO covers first two chapters. That is, first CO refers to the first two chapters of the syllabus. Second CO is related to the third chapter completely. Third CO, that is course outcome, is related to fourth chapter, that is normalization. Next, fourth CO, that is create indices for faster retrieval. So this is a conclusion or maybe make from the fifth chapter. And for the last 6th, 7th, and 8th chapter, we are having the final CO, that is applied transaction management for maintaining data consistency. Okay, so this is the CO which we should achieve by studying 6th, 7th, and 8th chapter. Okay. So shall we start with the actual syllabus?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today it means we should supposed to cover a theory class. It means it means as planned. I supposed to cover a theory class on Saturday morning, but as your theory class is not conducted because of some other parallel sessions, so today is our practical session. So I will tell you some of the, it means few points regarding the relational model. Okay, which softwares we are using for the this system for database. Okay, for the database we can use many softwares are there. Oracle is there, SQL Server is there, next MySQL is there, again DB2 is there, Postgres is there, Postgres or Postgre SQL is there, MariaDB, yes. So हे सॉफ्टवेअर्स आहेत की जे आपण आपल्या प्रोग्रामिंग साठी यूज करू शकतो. सो त्यामध्ये फर्स्ट ओरॅकल ज्यावेळेस म्हणतो त्यावेळेस हे कमर्शियल आउटपुट आहे, म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस मला कमर्शियलायझेशन त्यावेळेस कमर्शियली हे खूप सक्सेसफुल ओरॅकल आहे. मायस्क्वेल सुद्धा ओरॅकलच प्रोडक्शन आहे, पण हे ओपन सोर्स आहे. ओके, ओपन सोर्स म्हणजे तुम्ही कुठलाही सॉफ्टवेअर म्हणजे मायस्क्वेलचं कुठलंही व्हर्जन तुम्ही इंडिव्हिज्युअल साठी डाउनलोड करू शकता आणि ते तुमच्या मशीनवर इन्स्टॉल करू शकता, की जसं तुमचा JDK अवेलेबल आहे. ओके, SQL सर्व्हर सुद्धा तुमचा ओपन सोर्स आहे आणि कमर्शियल सुद्धा व्हर्जन अवेलेबल आहे. MySQL सुद्धा ओपन सोर्स आहे. DB2 रिलेशनल डेटाबेसेस साठी पण यूज केलं जातं आणि जिथं बाकीचे जे मॉडेल आहेत त्याच्यासाठी सुद्धा यूज केलं जातं. Postgres SQL अगेन ओपन सोर्स आहे आणि MariaDB सुद्धा ओपन सोर्स आहे. आणि MariaDB आणि MySQL हे एक अल्टरनेटिव्ह आहेत एकमेकांचे. म्हणजे काय होतं की ज्यावेळेस whenever I am installing my any application, ती ऍप्लिकेशन म्हणजे काय काय ऍप्लिकेशन्स अशा असतात की त्या फक्त त्या स्पेसिफिक पोर्ट नंबरवरच एक्झिक्यूट होतात. जसं की याला MySQL पोर्ट नंबर 3308 लागतो, सॉरी 06 लागतो. जसं की ज्यावेळेस आपण ब्राउझरमध्ये इथं HTTPS लिहितो, ओके, इथं HTTP साठी 8080 हा पोर्ट नंबर आहे, म्हणजे ब्राउझर जो आहे तो या पोर्ट नंबरला काम करतो. तसंच माझा MySQL या पोर्ट नंबरला काम करतो. समजा मी MySQLचं व्हर्जन इन्स्टॉल केलं 5.6, तर मग मी कुठलं दुसरं व्हर्जन MySQLचं इन्स्टॉल करू शकत नाही, कारण की या पोर्ट नंबरवर फक्त एका वेळेला एकच ऍप्लिकेशन काम करू शकते. मग त्याच प्रकारे समजा मी MySQL इन्स्टॉल केलं 7चं किंवा 8चं, मल्टिपल व्हर्जन्स आहेत MySQLचे, आणि समजा की ते मला ऍक्सेसिबल नाहीये, मी पासवर्ड विसरले किंवा XYZ अनइन्स्टॉल केलं, इन्स्टॉल केलं, काहीतरी प्रॉब्लेम आला, मग त्या केसेसमध्ये मी MariaDB यूज करू शकते. MariaDB MySQL साठी अल्टरनेटिव्ह आहे. सो एक इनिशियली तुम्हाला मी एक MariaDBचा हे दाखवते ओव्हरव्ह्यू. सो हा MariaDB आहे. सुरुवातीला मला ज्यावेळेस मी इन्स्टॉलेशन केलं होतं त्यावेळेस मी पासवर्ड ठेवला होता रूट. सो ओके, हा रूट आहे. सो याच्यामध्ये मी हे इथे तुम्हाला सगळ्या क्वेरीज लिहायच्या आहेत, म्हणजे क्वेरी, जसं की तुम्ही नोटपॅड मध्ये वगैरे सीपीपी मध्ये त्याच्या कमांड प्रॉम्प्ट मध्ये जाऊन तुम्ही जशा क्वेरीज लिहितात तशाच तुम्हाला क्वेरी म्हणजे कमांड लिहिता किंवा एखादा कोड लिहिता, तसं तुम्हाला इथं एक क्वेरी लिहा आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुम्हाला डायरेक्टली आन्सर मिळेल. सो हे असा इथे तुम्हाला तुमचं कम्प्लीट प्रॅक्टिकल एक्झिक्यूट करायचे आहे. सो दिस इज रिगार्डिंग द इंट्रोडक्शन. सो हे फर्स्ट प्रॅक्टिकल आहे. मी तुम्हाला फक्त दाखवते की मी नक्की काय करणार आहे. शो डेटाबेसेस. ओके, ही क्वेरी आहे जिथे तुम्ही चेक करू शकता की तुमचे डेटाबेसेस कुठले कुठले आहेत. शो डेटाबेसेस. येस झालं. हा, मग हे माझे डेटाबेसेस आहेत. डेटाबेसेस आहेत. मग मला समजा की एखादा डेटाबेस यूज करायचा आहे, मग मी यूज BCA2. ऍक्च्युली मी BCA2 ला एक सब्जेक्ट घेतला होता MySQL, त्यावेळेस मी हे स्टडी केलं होतं. सो मी क्वेरी इथे लिहिते. समजा की मला एखादा टेबल क्रिएट करायचा आहे. ओके, टेबल क्रिएट करायचा आहे. क्रिएट आधी फक्त टेबल बघायचे. आधी मला डेटाबेसेस कुठल्या कुठल्या आहेत ते बघायचे. शो डेटाबेसेस केलं, त्याच्यानंतर यूज डेटाबेसचं नाव घेतलं मी BCA2. ओके, ही क्वेरी यूज केली आणि BCA2 मध्ये कुठले कुठले टेबल्स आहेत ते मला बघायचं होतं. मग मी शो टेबल्स अशी क्वेरी केली. शो टेबल्स, एवढे सगळे टेबल्स आहेत. मग मला अकाउंट्स हा टेबल ऍक्सेस करायचा आहे. ओके, सो देन I will use select from accounts. ओके, हे फक्त क्वेरी आहे. ही क्वेरी कशी आली, काय आली हे आपण शिकणार आहोत. फक्त एक डेटाबेसचं एक फक्त डेमॉन्स्ट्रेशन दाखवते मी तुम्हाला. ओके, हे सगळे आहेत. हे मी माझ्या एखाद्या टेबल मध्ये सुद्धा शो करू शकते. आता मला काय करायचं की माझ्याकडे एवढे सगळे ऑलमोस्ट 15 to 16 रोज आहेत. मला काय करायचं की मला चेक करायचं की ज्याचा अकाउंट नंबर 5 आहे त्याच्या अकाउंट मध्ये किती बॅलन्स आहे ते मला चेक करायचंय. मग ज्यावेळेस आपण हाच डेटा एखाद्या फाईल सिस्टीम मध्ये शो करतो त्यावेळेस मी काय करणार की बाबा माझी एक एक्सेल ओपन करणार, त्याच्यामध्ये बघणार की माझी नक्की कुठली एक्सेल आहे. ओके, ओके, कन्सिडर करा की ही आहे. मग समजा मला CCC किंवा रोल नंबर 5 किंवा सीट नंबर XYZ त्या स्टुडंटला नाव किती आहे ते मला इथे चेक करायचंय. मग मी काय करेन की इथं Ctrl+F मध्ये सर्च करेन की बाबा रोल नंबर 5 कुठला आहे आणि त्याच्यानुसार मी तो स्टुडंट फाइंड आउट करून हे करेन. आता हे माझं एक झालं, पण नॉट नेसेसरी की माझ्या 5चा हा एकच कस्टमर असेल. समजा मी CCC असं नाव दिलं आणि CCC ला किती, CCCच्या नावावर किती बॅलन्स आहे हे मला चेक करायचंय. मग असं असू शकतं की CCC नावाचे माझे 3-4 स्टुडंट आहेत. मग मी प्रत्येकाचे चेक करणार CCC इथं आहे का नाही, याचा बॅलन्स एवढा आहे, हा आहे का नाही, हा आहे का नाही. मग जोपर्यंत मी पर्टिक्युलर स्टुडंट फाइंड आउट करू शकत नाही तोपर्यंत मी सर्चिंग माझं ऑपरेशन चालू ठेवणार. पण तेच जर मी माझ्या डेटाबेस मध्ये जर फाइंड आउट करत असेल तर आता मला इथं अकाउंट होल्डर नाव CCC हवंय आणि त्याचा बॅलन्स किती आहे ते चेक करायचं आहे. मग मी माझी क्वेरी करेन सिलेक्ट. मला फक्त व्हॅल्यू हवी आहे की अमाऊंट किती आहे फ्रॉम अकाउंट्स. ओके, होल्डर माझ्या कॉलमचं नाव आहे. अकाउंट होल्डर इक्वल टू CCC. ओके, ही झाली माझी क्वेरी. क्वेरी म्हणजे एखादं स्टेटमेंट की ज्याचं आउटपुट येतं. येस, मला मिळाला 4000 ही त्याचा बॅलन्स आहे. ओके, सो इट मीन्स फक्त माझी क्वेरी एका ह्याच्यामध्ये मला एक आन्सर मिळू शकतं. मी परत म्हणलं की बाबा मला मॅक्स बॅलन्स कुणाचा आहे तो हवाय, म्हणजे या सगळ्यांमध्ये सगळ्यात जास्त पैसे कुणाच्या अकाउंटला आहेत ते मला सर्च करायचं आहे. ते मी काय करेन की सिलेक्ट मॅक्स, एक फंक्शन आहे अमाऊंट. अमाऊंट मध्ये मॅक्स कोण आहे ते बघायचंय फ्रॉम किती आहेत ते बघेन आधी मी. सो माझ्याकडे मॅक्सिमम बॅलन्स आहे 35,000. सो मला इंडिव्हिज्युअली चेक नाही करावं लागत, जसं की माझ्या फाईलमध्ये मी करते. माझ्या फाईलमध्ये मी प्रत्येक व्हॅल्यू चेक करणार, इकडे इकडे चेक करणार की बाबा कुणाची जास्त आहे, आणि त्याच्यानुसार कन्क्लुजन ऐवजी मी इथे डायरेक्टली एखादं फंक्शन इथं एक क्वेरी यूज करून फाइंड आउट करू शकते की बाबा कुणाचा बॅलन्स सगळ्यात जास्त आहे. ओके, सो हे अशा क्वेरीज आपण एक्झिक्यूट करून आपला पर्टिक्युलर आन्सर आपण फाइंड आउट करू शकतो. मला ऍव्हरेज फाइंड आउट करायचे, ऍव्हरेजला सुद्धा मी अशीच क्वेरी लिहू शकते. सो हे झालं माझी ऍव्हरेज अमाऊंट. ओके, सो म्हणजे माझी फक्त माझ्या मनात क्वेरी यायला हवी की बाबा मला XY डेटा फाइंड आउट करायचे, मग त्यावेळेस मी डायरेक्टली हा डेटा फाइंड आउट करू शकते. ओके, हे फक्त डेमॉन्स्ट्रेशन आहे. ज्यावेळेस आपण प्रॅक्टिकलला सुरुवात करू त्यावेळेस आपण अगेन फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट क्वेरी वी विल स्टार्ट. सो नाउ लेट अस मूव टू आवर फर्स्ट चॅप्टर. Wait a minute. अच्छा. So, okay, let us start with the first chapter syllabus. So these are the points: database system applications, purpose of database systems, view of data, relational database languages, relational databases, database design, database storage and querying, transaction management, database architecture, data mining and information retrieval, specialty databases, database users and administrators, and history of database system. So these are the slides of author itself, that is Abraham Silberschatz. So let us start with the database systems. So first, what is mean by a database? So data, when it comes to the related data. Okay, so let us start with the what is mean by related data. Okay, I will skip to a normal presentation. Okay, so consider that I'm having a single values like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are the values, and I'm having AAA. Okay, triple B. Consider these are the names. Okay, triple C. Okay, so these are the names. So when this data is randomly given to me, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 दिलंय किंवा AAA, triple B, triple C असं दिलं. So then I can simply, it means I can guess that this can be a name. But when it comes to the 1, 2, 3, 4, I cannot guess what this can be. Or what does indication that? So if consider to that, I will give the label as roll number. And to this, I have given the label as name. Then to me, it will be clear that these are the roll numbers and these are the names. And when I will be storing these values in terms of a table. ओके, टेबल म्हणजे इथे एक रोल नंबर आहे आणि त्याच्या पुढे दुसऱ्या कॉलम मध्ये माझ्याकडे AAA नाव आहे. ओके, हियर अगेन 2 is there, and in front of that in the table I'm having triple B. So here again I'm having triple C. It means that I'm saying that this roll number belongs to roll number AAA. This roll number belongs to roll number 333. It means here these roll numbers and names these are interrelated. म्हणजे याचा अर्थ की रोल नंबर इंडिपेंडेंटली याची काही व्हॅल्यू नसणार आहे. ज्यावेळेस मी नेम म्हणजे मी फक्त म्हणते की ABCD असे नाव, तर त्यावेळेस ही त्यांच्यामध्ये काय रिलेशन नसणार आहे. पण ज्यावेळेस मी या दोन्हीला एका टेबलमध्ये किंवा एका स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये मॅप करते की बाबा रोल नंबर 1 चं नाव AAA आहे, रोल नंबर 2 चं नाव ट्रिपल B आहे, म्हणजे त्यावेळेस हा माझा एक मिनिंगफुल डेटा बनतो. अगेन याच्यानंतर अजून एक कॉलम आहे की जिथे मी मार्क्स स्टोर केलेत स्टुडंटचे. हियर आय हॅव गिवन हियर आर 78, हियर आय हॅव गिवन सम व्हॅल्यू ॲज 80. इट मीन्स दॅट अगेन जे काही 78, 80 जे काही नॉर्मल व्हॅल्यूज आहेत त्या व्हॅल्यूला काहीतरी मिनिंग येतं की बाबा हो हे ट्रिपल B चे मार्क्स आहेत. मग ज्यावेळेस मी रोल नंबर, नेम आणि मार्क्स म्हणते त्यावेळेस हा इंटर रिलेटेड डेटा होतो की म्हणजे 78 ही मार्क्सची व्हॅल्यू AAA साठी आहे, 80 ही मार्क्सची व्हॅल्यू ट्रिपल B साठी आहे. ओके, सो हियर इट मीन्स दॅट हियर आय एम गिव्हिंग अ स्ट्रक्चर काय आहे की माझ्या टेबलमध्ये 3 कॉलम्स आहेत, ज्याच्या पहिल्या कॉलम मध्ये मी रोल नंबर स्टोर केले, दुसऱ्या कॉलम मध्ये मी नेम स्टोर केले आणि थर्ड कॉलम मध्ये मी मार्क्स स्टोर केले. सो इट मीन्स हियर अँड इंटररिलेटेड AAA's marks are these, triple B marks are these. So again, other than this, if I'm saving here address also. So address here, if I'm giving that, yes, this candidate belongs to Pandharpur and this candidate belongs to Solapur. It means that again this becomes a interrelated data. It means I'm indicating that Solapur is the address of triple B. So this is the interrelated information. If in consider anywhere I have, it means because of some XYZ reason, here I introduce some another student, that is this student is given roll number 2 and name of the student is ABC, ABC. So it means that here I cannot give the marks of triple B as roll number is given. It means doesn't mean that 80 here. This will also have 80 and this will also have yes to. No, here whatever this property of marks and address is there, that will remain with the triple B only. म्हणजे असं नाही की ट्रिपल बी चा रोल नंबर चेंज झाला म्हणजे त्याची सगळ्या व्हॅल्यूज चेंज झाल्या. नो. सो दीज व्हॅल्यू सेट जो आहे हा तो फिक्स राहील. म्हणजे ट्रिपल बी चे मार्क्स रोल नंबर कितीही असला तरी मार्क्स 80च राहतील आणि ऍड्रेस सोलापूरच राहील. So okay, so in that case I can say that this data is interrelated. So the database definition says that database contains information about particular enterprise, collection of interrelated data. सगळा डेटा interrelated असतो. So here इथं मी फक्त स्टुडंटचा डेटा घेतला. समजा अगेन आय एम टेकिंग अ डेटा ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट्स. सब्जेक्ट्स डेटा, सब्जेक्ट्स मध्ये कुणाला किती किती मार्क्स मिळाले. इट मीन्स अगेन स्टुडंट्स डेटा अँड सब्जेक्ट्स डेटा इज अ interrelated. Then again along with the data I'm having set of programs to access the data. डेटा ऍक्सेस करण्यासाठी माझ्याकडे एक स्पेसिफिक सेट ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स आहे. देन an environment that is both convenient and efficient to use, that is called as a database system. So let us once again read the definition. DBMS contains information about a particular enterprise which consists of collection of interrelated data, set of programs to access the data, and environment that is both convenient and efficient to use the data. Okay, so this is a main definition of a DBMS. Next, database systems are used to manage collection of data that are highly valuable, relatively large, and accessed by multiple users and applications, often at the same time. So here different users, it means that simultaneously as a student you might be accessing a student data. So here when it comes to the college enterprise, we can say that there are different users, that is students are users, then staff is also user, then management, that is from the management, that is a principal or vice principal or dean, these are also some levels. Okay, so it means different levels are or different users are also there who are accessing data. So when it comes to the access of data, this level will be different. Again, staff will be having their own level. म्हणजे असे काही आता सगळीकडे माझ्याकडे when it comes to the organization or school or college management system. Okay, so in the college I will be having different levels, that is student, staff, HOD, dean. So here I will be having data of students, staff, then courses, which courses related to which staff. Okay, that is a relationship. Then timetable can be there, then exams can be there, or admissions can be there. Okay, so these are the different types of information which I will be maintaining. So in that case, a student need to access timetable, courses, and exams. Staff again need to access student data also because they need to assign the marks. So student data, courses, timetable, this also they might need to access. Again, when it comes to the head of the department, he may be willing to access the data of the staffs. That is in order to make some conclusions, that is how many reporting days are there, or how many absenteeism is there, or how many leaves are there. Again, which courses are handled by the staff. Again, this level of access is different. Here for the students, level of access is different. म्हणजे इथं मल्टिपल युजर्स तर आहेत, बट डिफरंट लेवल्स ऑफ ऍक्सेस सुद्धा आहेत. सो डीन he might be having access to the multiple departments. HOD, he or she might be having access to only department or single department data. So okay, so here set of programs म्हणजे की ज्या थ्रू स्टुडंट कधीही फक्त कोर्सेस आणि टाइम टेबलच्या बाहेर नाही जाऊ शकणार. स्टुडंट cannot have access to the same level as HOD. So here, different levels as well as different users. So this is the highly valuable. It means that whatever the conclusions we are making, that is regarding the marks, regarding some policies, or regarding some consider university rankers, etc. So these are the highly valuable when it comes to the university, university where question papers might be there or results are there. So that can be also valuable information where different data, that is valuable data is also there and large data is also there. So for that purpose, database systems are used. A modern database system is a complex software system whose task is to manage a large complex collection of data. Okay, complex because here multiple data we are passing. Complex जिथे की काही रेस्ट्रिक्शन्स आहेत, एकाच कोर्सला एकाच स्टुडंटला डबल मार्क्स गेले नाहीत पाहिजे, एका स्टुडंटचा एकच सीट नंबर यायला हवा, per student only single PRN number should be there. So it means for that student he should giving the marks to the 5 subjects of the second year CSE. It should not give the marks of some another course. Okay, so here complexity also I need to maintain. Databases touch all aspects of our lives. Yes, everywhere when it comes to the watching the television or watching the mobile phone or listening to the music, everywhere we are having the access of the database only. So here are some examples where we will be using database applications. Okay, take a minute to read this definition and then we'll move to the next point. At least we should cover second point, that is applications. खूप फास्ट होते, कळत नाहीये, डिफिकल्ट वाटतंय, मराठी होतंय, इंग्लिश जास्त होतंय. एनी कमेंट्स? Okay, then I will move to the next point, that is applications. So database applications example. So first enterprise information, wherever I wanted to store information about the sales, customer, products, purchases, that also I can maintain. Accounting, that is which payments are there, receipts, assets, I can maintain this. For this purpose also, we need to have a database system. Human resources, where we are willing to store information about the employees, salaries, payroll, taxes, etc. So in the enterprises, for every kind of information, we can use a database system. Then in case of manufacturing, for management of production, inventory, orders, supply, orders, supply chain. Is anybody is having a doubt? Next, in terms of banking and finance also, we need to maintain information like customer information, credit card transactions, finance. So for this purpose, we need to have a database system. In case of universities, registrations and grades. In the airlines, we will be using database systems for storing the information of reservations, schedules. In telecommunications, for the records of calls, text, data usage, generating monthly bills, maintaining balance on the prepaid calling cards. So everywhere we can see that database is always used. For example, if I'm using daily the data quota, still I will get a message that how much we have used, how much is remaining, etc. Again, in terms of web-based services for online retailers, that is order tracking, customized recommendations, online advertisement. For this purpose also databases are used. Documented databases. So if consider in the Google, if I'm typing any query and typing any word, there also whatever data we are accessing, that is also a kind of database. So but wherever only text is there, there we can say that a document database is there. So in terms of document databases, we are talking document databases in terms of files. For example, I'm having 3 editions or 3 PPTs of first chapter. Then version wise, if I'm giving the name as database introduction, database introduction, database introduction. And in the Google, if I'm typing database introduction, then that name matching will be there and then file will be given. Okay. So then navigation systems for maintaining the locations of various places of interest along with the exact routes of the routes, train systems, buses. Here we can say the example of Google Map, that is also a database system wherever we are tracking some location and from that location wherever the path is. Okay, so everywhere we can say that database is in use of our daily lives. So now comes the basic question, why there is need of a database? Yes, we are using database everywhere, but why? It means instead of going to the database, why we can't use other mediums for the for this? So okay, so as I told you already, so initially all the data is kept into a file. Okay, file, just like I'm having a .ppt file for the PPT presentation. So here I'm not using database for my lecture. Directly I'm using a PPT. So in the PPT, I'm maintaining my information that what contains to be delivered. Then why we need to go for the database? So here the for this purpose, we need to study some drawbacks of the file system. Okay, file just like .ppt file, .docs file, .excel file, etc. Okay, so for this purpose, let me show you some demo. Okay, instead of demonstration, okay, read this first drawback, that is data redundancy and inconsistency. Okay, data redundancy, it means a repetition of the same data. Okay, and inconsistency. Okay, what I will do, I will write. First of all, I will share a complete screen. Okay, so what I will do for maintaining the student information. Okay, so what I will do, I will go for the Excel, some Excel file I will write. So in the Excel, what I will do, I will store the roll number. Okay, roll number, then I will store the name of the student, and then I will store the address of the student. Okay, so for the roll number 1, I have registered name as Miss SSK. Okay, so here SS Kalam. Okay, I have registered my name. So I have written the address as Pandharpur. Okay, so this is a one type of the information I have given. So somebody, the one who is registering knows me and knows that I'm from the Pandharpur. Then next, myself, I went to the my class coordinator and there I registered my name as Sanjeevani Sachin Karan, or let us consider complete name I have registered. And whatever this person who has entered my data doesn't know about my details, but this file allows me to take the content. Okay, file doesn't restrict me that your name should be complete, your middle name should be complete, your address should be complete. And here I have written my address as at post XYZ and Tehsil Pandharpur. Okay, this is my original address. Okay, and this Solapur. So this is my complete address which I have given. So now whether database can verify whether these two contents are different, and here for the ID purpose I have given my Aadhaar number, that 1234. This Aadhaar number I have given, and here also Aadhaar number is required, so I have given Aadhaar number here. Okay, so in the Excel we cannot guess that whether these two persons are different or same. Okay, so this is a drawback of the file system. Even though if I'm maintaining the same table into a Word, एखाद्या वर्ड फाईल मध्ये मी हा डेटा सेव्ह केला, तर तिथे सुद्धा मला हे व्हेरिफिकेशन होणार नाही की हे दोन्ही आधार नंबर सेम आहेत and both of this data is referring to the same person. ते कुठेही व्हेरीफाय होणार नाही. Okay, so now right now I am being the student of the same college. माझा डेटा इथं मेंटेन झाला. Tomorrow, after few months, consider that my family from Pandharpur shifted to the another location. Okay, from Pandharpur, consider I have shifted to the Gopalpur. Okay, so clerk, he has entered the data, so he knows that I have shifted to Gopalpur. So here Gopalpur, or consider that clerk doesn't know that previously I was living in the Pandharpur and now I'm not staying there. But I personally visited office and updated my address as I need to receive the college letter. So that's why I have updated the address. So, but here data redundancy, it means that same data is getting repeated, but in inconsistent manner. Inconsistent, it means that एकीकडे माझा ऍड्रेस गोपाळपूर दाखवतो आणि एकीकडे ऍड्रेस माझा पंढरपूर दाखवतो. But the both person are same. So this is called as a data redundancy. Data repeat होत आहे आणि data inconsistency. एकीकडे माझा ऍड्रेस गोपाळपूर दाखवतो आणि दुसरीकडे माझा ऍड्रेस पंढरपूर दाखवतो. Okay, so this problems are there with the file system. So data redundancy, data repetition is there, inconsistency is there, म्हणजे data incorrect सुद्धा असू शकतो. Data is stored in multiple file formats. So म्हणजे माझ्याकडे सध्या एक्सेल आहे, आज सध्या एक्सेल मध्ये डेटा मेंटेन करतो आपण. समजा दुसऱ्या दिवशी ऑफिसचा पर्सन चेंज झाला आणि त्यांनी ठरवलं की बाबा आपण एक्सेल ऐवजी आपण दुसरा कुठला तरी एक वेगळी फाईल यूज करावी, जसं की वर्ड यूज करूयात किंवा आउटलुकचे वगैरे खूप सारे सॉफ्टवेअर आहेत त्यातलं एखादा फाईल यूज करूया. म्हणजे माझं जे फिक्स फाईल फॉर्मॅट जो आहे हा डॉट एक्सेल आहे, डॉट डॉक्स आहे किंवा XYZ, कुठलाही फाईल फॉर्मॅट असू शकतो. मग त्यामध्ये जसं जसं माझा डेटा चेंज होईल, म्हणजे फाईल फॉर्मॅट चेंज होईल, माझा डेटा सुद्धा चेंज होईल. ओके, सो दॅट इज अ ड्रॉबॅक ऑफ द फाईल सिस्टीम. फाईल मध्ये मी कुठल्या फॉर्मॅट मध्ये डेटा ठेवा हे कुठेही फिक्स नाही. ओके, सो डेटा इज स्टोर्ड इन मल्टिपल फाईल फॉर्मॅट रिझल्टिंग इन डुप्लिकेशन ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन इन डिफरंट फाईल्स. मग त्या केसेस मध्ये माझा डेटा रिपीट होऊ शकतो, इनकन्सिस्टंट म्हणजे इनकरेक्ट होऊ शकतो. फॉर एक्झाम्पल माझा फोन नंबर आहे, तर फोन नंबर मध्ये मी दिलं की 333 माझा इनिशियली फोन नंबर आहे, पण कार्ड 333 इथं माझा फोन नंबर आहे, पण उद्या परवा दिवशी माझं कार्ड मिस झालं आणि मी फोन नंबर अपडेट केला, मग इथं माझ्याकडे हे अपडेट राहून जातं. सो अगेन इनकन्सिस्टंट डेटा म्हणजे चुकीचा डेटा. इनकन्सिस्टंट, कन्सिस्टन्सी म्हणजे करेक्टनेस, इनकन्सिस्टन्सी म्हणजे नॉन करेक्ट. सो दिस इज अ problem with the file system, the first problem. Second, difficulty in accessing data. डेटा डिफिकल्टी मध्ये ऍक्सेस आहे. सध्या माझ्याकडे एकच स्टुडंट आहे, मी इझिली फाइंड आउट करू शकते. उद्या माझ्याकडे कदम सर नेमचे 100 स्टुडंट्स आले आणि माझं जसं जसं की कॉलेजचं म्हणजे नंबर ऑफ स्टुडंट्स जास्त होत चालले पर वर्षी आणि कॉलेजला 5-10 वर्ष झाली आणि त्यामध्ये मला कदम जर फाइंड आउट करायचं असेल त्यावेळेस माझ्याकडे कदम नावाचे भरपूर स्टुडंट असतील. सो इट मीन्स डेटा ऍक्सेस करायला जसं जसं माझा डेटा वाढत जातो तसं तसं डेटा ऍक्सेस करायला सुद्धा मला डिफिकल्टी जाते. मला कदम सरनेमला चेक करायचंय, गोपाळपूर वरून चेक करायचंय. ओके, सो हिअर इट मीन्स दॅट डेटा रिट्रायवल सुद्धा मला डिफिकल्ट जातं. ओके, डिफिकल्टी इन ऍक्सेसिंग डेटा. मग हा एक पर्याय आहे की आपण कंट्रोल एफ करून तो सर्च करू शकतो. सेकंड ऑप्शन काय आहे की आपण एखादा वी कॅन राईट अ ऍप्लिकेशन प्रोग्राम and within the application program I will provide the provision for finding the student with surname Kadam. Okay, मग त्या केसेस मध्ये माझा which file format is there, reading a complete line from the file, then searching whether Kadam is available, etc. It means again that becomes a lengthier part. Next, that is one thing. Next, data isolation. So data isolation, multiple files and formats. So here data files and multiple file, it means that here this is a currently consider this is a student information. In the student information, consider that here I am entering the phone number and here I am entering SSC marks. Here I am entering HSC marks. Okay, this is the data initially required for the considered admission. Okay, later on when student cleared the first year, okay, FY first semester is getting cleared, FY second semester is getting cleared, and when student comes to the second year, okay, मग बाकीचे जे म्हणजे आधीचे जे मार्क्स आहेत that may not be required. It means department is only interested in this information, the data generated from the college itself. Then here I, instead of go on increasing the columns, what I will do, I will create a separate file. Okay, in the separate file I will simply, instead of entering a phone number, roll number, etc., so here I will maintain a separate structure. Roll number, that is a class of the student, SYCSE. Here the name of the student directly, again in the name, instead of complete name I may write first name, second, middle name and last name. And name, here only first year marks, aggregate, not 1 and 2, and here directly second year marks. It means that here data may be available in more than one files. Okay, for this purpose, if I wanted to find out XYZ students all semester marks or along with the 10th and 12th, then I need to refer to the multiple files. So that also becomes a difficult. Okay, so this is regarding the data isolation. And next drawback, integrity problems. Integrity problems, it means that it happen here we cannot check whether data entered is correct or not. For example, here I have entered a UID. UID always is a 12-digit number. Okay, so if I'm entering here all zeros, here I cannot give the restriction that this should be only 12-digit only. Okay, such restriction I cannot give into any file format. And in case of phone numbers, if consider phone number is there, I cannot give the restriction that each one should be having a unique phone number, because each student belong to the separate parents in class. If you are having, then yes, you are having a sibling in a class, then it might be possible that you both are having the same phone number. But when it comes to the UID, each person is having a different UID, then repetition is not allowed. So such restrictions I cannot assign or cannot give into a file format. File format मध्ये मी असे restrictions देऊ शकत नाही. So integrity, it means that जो काय माझा रिअल लाईफचा डेटा आहे तो इथं मॅच व्हायला हवा. जे काय माझ्या रिअल लाईफ मधले जे रूल आहेत ते इथं मॅच व्हायला हवे. सो इट मीन्स that condition we cannot give into file system, but we can assign to a database. So here one more is example. So integrity constant, consider we are opening the balance in account into a bank. Then at this point my balance should be greater than 0. Here if consider, here I'm having a account number, okay, account number, and here I'm passing the amount. So here, if in the amount, if I'm passing 940, etc., no one restricts me. I can enter any amount here. But in the real life, I should have minimum, that is more than zero some amount, or at least zero should be. Right now, the banks allow for the zero balance, but let us consider that it should allow for the non-zero. Then such restrictions we cannot give into a file system. File मध्ये मी असे restrictions देऊ शकत नाही. So for this purpose, we are moving towards a database. Again, initially, okay, that's it. So एखादा नवीन rule आला तर rule नुसार apply करायला, whatever the rules are there, that also applying those rules onto data, that becomes difficult in case of file system. But when it comes to the database systems, we can easily change the structure without modifying the data. So, okay, these are the drawbacks. Again, atomicity of updates. So at this point, so this is again lengthier point. So we'll stop here today. So if you're having the doubt, you can ask.